to start with Maths 1. Then the first syllabus of Maths 1 is linear equations in two variables. So let's see the basic concepts related to linear equations. So linear equation is basically an equation with variables and constants. So the variables which are present in linear equations, those are having degree 1. So what is degree? So if you consider x square plus y square is equal to 2, let's say. So this equation is not a linear equation. This equation has degree, that is the power of the variables as 2. So this is not a example of linear equation, but linear equation is like this. So let's consider x plus y is equal to 12, 3x plus 2y is equal to 24. So these two are the examples of linear equations. So here the degree of x and y is 1. So this is an example of linear equation. Also you can see that the coefficients which are here, the coefficient of x is 1, and here it is also 1 of y. Then here the coefficient of x is 3, coefficient of y is 2. We have to learn how to solve these equations and obtain the values of x and y. So solving is nothing but we have to obtain the values of x and y. So there are 3 methods to do that. First is by simultaneously solving. Then second is graphical method, where we use graphs. And then the third method is by using Cramer's rule. This is a totally new concept which we are going to see. So these are the 3 ways with which you can obtain the values of x and y and solve the equation. So let's see how to let's see the first method, that is by using simultaneous solving. So we will consider these equations only. So let's consider these 2 equations and try to solve it by simultaneous method. So I will mark this as equation number 1. Then this is equation number 2. The method is simultaneous solving method. This method is called simultaneous solving because we are doing operations simultaneously on both the equations. So there are 2 ways to solve this by using simultaneous method. The first is by substitution. And second is elimination of variable. So this is the first method, that is substitution, and this is the second, that is elimination of variable. In substitution, what we will do, in substitution we will substitute any of the one variable from these 2 equations with the value of other variable, such that let's solve these 2 equations by using both the methods. So by using substitution we will solve. So equation 1 is x plus y is equal to 12. So we will find the value of x in terms of y. So to find that, we will shift this y to RHS. It will become x is equal to 12 minus y. So this is the value of x we have got. Let's mark it as equation number 3. Then we will substitute this x into equation number 2. So substituting, we will get 3, x will be substituted by 12 minus y plus 2y is equal to 24. So we will solve this. As you can see, the equation has turned into a single variable equation. So we can easily find the value of y. So 12 into 3, 36. Then 3y plus 2y is equal to 24. So 36 minus y is equal to 24. So it will get 36 minus 24 is equal to y. So y is equal to 12. So here we have obtained the value of y. So we will put this value of y into any one of the equations. So for simplicity, let's take first equation, or else we can find the value of x by using this equation number 3. So it will be easy to find the using equation number 3. So let's substitute it. Equation 3, we will get x is equal to 12 minus 12, since y is equal to 12. So x is equal to 0. So in this way we have solved the given two equations by using simultaneous substitution, where we have substituted first x with this value in equation number 2 and obtained the value of y. Then we have obtained the value of x also. So let's solve this by elimination of variable. So in the elimination of variable, we have to basically eliminate any one of the variable which are present in these two equations. So let's say the first equation is x plus y is equal to 12. So to eliminate any one of the variable, we have to first match the coefficients. So if you consider this coefficient of y, so here the coefficient of y is 2 and here the coefficient of y is 1. So matching means we have to make the coefficient of first y variable as 2. So we can do it by multiplying the equation by 2. Multiply equation 1 by 2. It will become 2x plus 2y is equal to 24. So now this will become the equation number 3. Then we have to eliminate y variable. So as you can observe, the y variable is having plus sign in this equation, and this here it is also having plus sign. So to eliminate this variable, we have to subtract equation number 2 from equation number 3 or vice versa. So we will do this. So it will become 3x plus 2y is equal to 24 minus 2x plus 2y is equal to 24. So since we are subtracting, the sign of these variables will be changed. So it will become, here it is plus 2, it will become minus 2. Then here it is plus 2, it will become minus. Here it is plus 24, it will become minus 24. So it will turn out to be 3x minus 2x. will be x, then 2y minus 2y. This will get cancelled, so plus 0y. Then 24 minus 24 will be 0. So we have got x is equal to 0. Then we will substitute the value of x in any one of the equation. Let's say for simplicity, first equation. So substituting in equation 1, we will get x is equal to 0. So 0 plus y is equal to 12. So y will simply become 12. So in this way we can solve this equation, solve these two linear equations by using elimination of variable. So if you observe, both the methods have given us the same result. So result will be not changed or anything like that, but just the thing is, for simplicity we have two methods. So if the given equations are like this, where you can simply multiply any one of the equation and get rid of any one variable, then use this elimination variable. And if the condition is not like this, something, so let's consider there is something equations like this. 3x plus 2y is equal to 12, then 2x plus 3y is equal to 15. So here, as you can see, we have to multiply both the equations in order to get the equal coefficient of any one of the variable. So instead of that, you can use this substitution method. It will be a lot more easier if you use this method, and it will be very time saving also. So let's go to the second way with which we can solve this linear equations. The method is graphical method. So our second method is graphical method, where we are going to use graph to find the solution of the given equations. So let's see the basics of the graph. If we have an equation like this, x plus y is equal to 2, then this represents a line. X plus variable with x and y and a constant, this represents a line which is having the slope. If we consider a general equation of line, y is equal to mx plus c. So y is equal to mx plus c. Here y will be a y variable, m is the slope of the line, and c is the intercept of the line. So if we convert this into this form, then it will be y is equal to 2 minus x. So rearranging, y is equal to minus x plus 2. So you can easily conclude that this line, this expression represent a line with slope as -1 and y intercept as 2. So this is the basic concept. So you are going to get two lines since you are given two equations. So for example, we will consider these two equations. I will mark this as equation number 1. This is equation number 2. So to solve these equations, we have to consider values of any one of the variable. It can be x, it can be y. It's up to you, whichever you want to choose. So I will solve the first equation. Let's say, so to plot a line, we need to find the points on that line, so that we can plot that line on the graph paper. So to find the points, we have a simple method. Let's say for equation number 1, we have as I have said earlier, that we have to consider values of any one of the variables. So I will consider for x. So we have to prepare a table like this. So here for this table there will be, here we will say x, then y, and x comma y. So generally I will suggest to consider the values of x because it will be easy to solve. So I will consider values as 0, 1 and 2. So for here there will be, now we have as we have considered the values of x, so we have to find the corresponding values of y for this coordinate. So we can find this by putting the value of x in this first equation. So for first x is equal to 0. So putting this in the equation, 0 plus y is equal to 3. So y is equal to 3. So here we got the value of y, which is 3. So the coordinate of the point will be 0, 3. Now next is 1. So we will put x is equal to 1. Then it will become 1 plus y is equal to 3. So y is equal to 2. So we have got the coordinate of y coordinate of this point, that is 2. So the coordinate of this point will be 1, 2. The next point is 2. So x is equal to 2. Then 2 plus y is equal to 3, where we will get y is equal to 1. So I have got this as 1. So the coordinate of this point will be 2, 1. Similarly, we can work out this for this point, the second equation. So these are the coordinates which I have obtained after solving this table. So now let's come to the crucial part, which is plotting of graph. So in order to plot these points on the graph, we have to consider some basic, we have to learn some basic concepts that are to plot this graph. We have a constrained graph paper like this. So let's consider this is your A4 size graph paper. So you cannot draw all the 4 quadrants on the same graph paper because it's not feasible. So to we have to find in which region our 2 lines are lying. So in order to find that, we have to observe the signs of the coordinates. So if you observe for the first line, all the coordinates that are x and y coordinates of all the points are positive. So there is a simple concept. This is our coordinate system. This is the first quadrant, this is second quadrant, this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. So to plot the points, here we have x, here we have y. So in the first quadrant, the x coordinate is always positive, and also the y coordinate is always positive. So we can designate some symbols for first quadrant that are plus, plus, so that all the coordinates lying in this first quadrant are having positive values. Then for the second quadrant, x becomes negative and y is always positive. So the coordinates will be minus, plus. Then similarly for third quadrant, the y will become negative, so the coordinates will be minus, minus. Then for the fourth quadrant, it will be y is negative, x is positive, so plus, minus. So by using these signs, we have to obtain the feasible region, which is where these lines are going to lie. So here all the coordinates are positive. So positive means first quadrant. Then for the second line, we have x coordinates as positive, if you observe carefully. So x is positive, so it will be either first quadrant or the second quadrant. So deciding criteria is y coordinate. So here y coordinates are negative. So negative coordinates means fourth quadrant. So our both the lines are lying in first and second quadrant. So let's draw it. So since we have to represent both the coordinates on the both the quadrants on the graph paper, so I will draw here a y-axis which is like this, and the x-axis should be placed such that both the quadrants are acquired in this graph paper. So let's place it in the middle. So this will be our first quadrant and this will be our fourth quadrant. So now comes the plotting of the points. So as you can see, all the points are in the range of 0 to maximum is 4. So we can consider 2 centimeter is equal to 1 unit at the scale. So here 1, 2, 3, 4. Then here 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course with a minus sign, because y coordinate is negative below the x-axis, and this is the x-axis. So here it is 1, 2, 3, then 4. So this is 0, origin, that is. So let's plot the points on the graph paper. So first point of the first equation is 0, 3. So 0 on x-axis and 3 on y-axis. So keeping this in mind, if x coordinate of a point is 0, then that point is situated on the y-axis, and if y coordinate is 0, then the point is on the x-axis. So here the x-axis coordinate is 0, so it will be on y-axis and plus 3. So the point is here. Then the second point is 1, 3, 1, 2. So it will x is 1, that is this, and y is 2. So here, so it will be somewhere around this. Then the second point is 2, 1. So x is 2, y is 1. So it will be around this. So I will draw the first line. So since I have not drawn it with the proper scale and graph paper, so it will not be a proper straight line. But in case of yours, the line should be a straight line. If you are getting any other shape, then you have done some mistake in these calculations, because this will always represent a straight line. So here I have got one line, straight line. Then I have here, then let's plot the second line. The first coordinate is 0, -4. So 0 on the x-axis. So this point is on the y-axis. So -4 means it's here. Then second point is 1, -3. So x 1, y is -3. So it will be somewhere around this. Then second is point is 2, -2. So 2 on x-axis, -2 on y-axis. So it will be somewhere around this. And I will join this. So as you can see here, the both lines are intersecting at this point. So if the equations have a unique solution, then the lines will always intersect in one point. So the solution will be the coordinates of this point. So I don't know the exact coordinates, but it might be 0, 3, because I have not drawn it with the proper scale, but this intersection could have been here somewhere. So let's consider solution to be x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 0. So how to figure out that this our solution which we have got is always correct? So there is a one formula for that. Put this obtained value in any one of the equations. So let's say for simplicity, first equation, x plus y is equal to 3. So I will put x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 0 and LHS. So let's consider LHS is equal to x plus y. So x is equal to 3 plus y is equal to 0. It has become 3. So LHS is equal to 3 and RHS is equal to 3. So condition is the LHS should be equal to RHS when we put these values in it. So whenever LHS is equal to RHS, then our equation, then our solution will be always correct. So this was for plotting of graph. So to here I have not written the scale. So scale should is 2 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. Then to add more details in it, we have to write the equation of this line, that is x plus y is equal to 3 on this line, x plus y is equal to 3. Then this line represents this equation, so this equation should also be written x minus y is equal to 4. Also the coordinates of this point should be written, so here it is 3, 0. So this was all about solving the equation by graphical method. Then the next concept is solving by Cramer's rule. So for before starting with the Cramer's rule, there are few basic concepts which are required for this. So there is a concept called determinants. So what is a determinant first? So let's consider A, B, C, D. So this entity is called as determinant. Here we have two variables A, B and C, D, which are enclosed into into two straight lines. This is called as determinant. And to obtain the value of this determinant, we have to do some calculations which are specific in nature. So to solve this, we have a formula. We have to cross multiply this A by D, that is A into D. Then we have to multiply this C with B, that is B into C, and we have to take difference of these two terms, that is minus sign. So this minus sign is always constant. So the solution or the value of this determinant will be A into D minus B into C. So let's consider a numeric quantities here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the value of this determinant will be cross multiply 1 cross 4 minus cross multiply here 3 into 2. So it will become 4 minus 6 is equal to minus 2. So the value of this determinant will be minus 2. So in this way we have to solve the determinant. Then Cramer's, which is a mathematician, gave a method to solve these simultaneous equations in a very short period of time. So as we have observed as we have studied two methods, which are simultaneous method and second is graphical method. Both the methods are lengthy and time consuming. So to overcome that, the Cramer stated a rule which is like this. So the rule was we have to solve three determinants and find from that we can obtain the solution of the given equation. So he stated that if we have two simultaneous equations like this, a1x plus b1y plus a1x b1y is equal to c1, and second is a2x plus b2y is equal to c2. Let's consider this equation 1 and this equation number 2. Then to solve these equations, we have to solve three determinants. The first determinant is d, second determinant is dx, third determinant is dy. So by this we will obtain the value of x and y, which is our main goal. So to solve this, we have to find these values of x, a1, b1, c1, and this a2, b2, c2. So these and the values of these determinants are stated by Cramer. That is, first d is equal to a1, a2, b1, b2. So this is the value of d. We have to substitute a1, a2, b1, b2 from these equations, and we have to find out the value of d by using the method of solving this determinant. Then second determinant is dx is equal to c1, c2, b1, b2. So this is the value of dx which we have to obtain by solving this determinant and substituting these values c1, c2 and b1, b2. Then the third determinant is dy is equal to a1, a2, c1, c2, which is the value of dy which we have to obtain by solving this determinant. So to remember these determinants, there is a simple formula which I am going to write here. So you have to remember this: d is equal to coefficients of x as the first column, coefficients of y as the second column. This is determinant d. Then the second determinant is dx. So you can remember it like that. Here is x. So we have to replace the coefficients of x with this constant c1, c2. So here I have replaced the coefficients of x, that is a1, a2, with the constant c1, c2 as the first column, and b1, b2 is as it is second column. And here in dy, as the name is dy, so we have to substitute the coefficients of y, that is b1, b2 with c1, c2, and keeping coefficients of x, that is a1, a2 constant. Now after finding out the values of these determinants, we have to our main goal is to find the value of x and y. So to find the values of x and y, the formula is x is equal to dx upon d, and y is equal to dy upon d. So here you can remember it like that. When we have to find x, then the numerator should be dx, and when we have to find the y, then numerator should be dy. Both the equations, denominator is always d, so there is no change in that. Steps to solve these kind of equations. So the first step is to rearrange given equations in form ax plus by is equal to c. This is the first and very basic step, where you have to rearrange the given equation in the form ax plus by plus c. So if the given equation is in this form, then it's well and good. If it is not, then you have to rearrange the terms and get that equation into this form. Then the second step is to find values of a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2. And the next step is comparing this equation with the given equation. You have to find the values of a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2. So now next, the third step is find find the values of d, dx and dy. So after getting these a1, a2, b1, b2, c1, c2 values, we have to find the values of d, dx and dy by using the determinants stated before. So now the fourth step is find x and y. So this is our main goal, to find x and y by using the formula which I have written earlier, that is x is equal to dx upon d, y is equal to dy upon d. So you can remember this flow chart to solve a flow chart, or you can say the steps to solve these questions based on Cramer's rule. If you remember this, then it's more than sufficient. You can solve any of the sums. So let's take a numerical example. So here is a numerical. We have given these two equations, and we have to find the value of x and y. So let's consider this equation as 1, this equation as 2. So now, as we have to follow these steps. First step is rearrange the given equations in the form of ax plus by is equal to c. So if you observe, first equation is already in the form of that ideal equation. Then the second equation, you can see it's not in that format. I mean it is, but it's in fractions. So we have to eliminate these fractions in order to make the computations easy. So we will multiply this whole equation by 2, so that it will become 2x minus y is equal to 1. So now it is in the form of this ax plus by is equal to c. So we will compare these two equations with that equation, and next step is to find the value of a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2. So a1, b1, c1 will be given by this first equation, and a2, b2, c2 will be given by this second equation. So a1 is the coefficient of x. So here in the first equation, coefficient of x is 2. Then b1 is coefficient of y. So here in first equation, coefficient of y is 3, b1 is equal to 3, and the c is the constant from the first equation. So here the first equation I have a constant 2. So value of c1 is equal to 2. Now the second equation we will write a2 is equal to, for second equation, coefficient of x is 2. So a2 will be 2. Then b2 is coefficient of y, that is minus 1. So here it will be minus 1. Then if the constant is 1, so c2 is equal to 1. So now the next step is find the values of d, dx and dy. So to find that, we have to write d is equal to a1, a2, b1, b2, and make sure you write this formula for every sum, so that you can easily remember this formula. You don't have to mug up, and it will be beneficial for the presentation purpose also. So here a1, a2. So I will prefer you write this a1, a2, b1, b2 in this format, so that there will not be any confusion while substituting this value. So if you have to substitute a1, a2, you can directly look at this column, that is a1, a2, and substitute it here. So 2, 2. Then b1, b2. b1, b2 is this column, that is 3 minus 1. So we have to solve this. So by the method of solving determinants, we will cross multiply 2 into minus 1 here, minus 3 into 2. So this will give minus 2. So minus 2 minus 3 into 2, 6. So it will become minus 8. Now we have to find out dx. So for dx is equal to, dx is when we observe this is x, then we have to substitute coefficients of x, that is a1 a2 with c1 c2. So here c1 c2 and b1 b2 is as it is equal to c1 c2. So this column 2 1, then the second is b1 b2, that is 3 minus 1. So after solving this, we will get 2 into 1, sorry, minus 1, cross multiplying, minus 3 into 1, so it will be minus 2 minus 3 is equal to minus 5. Now let's come to dy is equal to, as it is y, so we have to substitute coefficients of y, that is b1 b2 with c1 c2. So a1 a2 is as it is, and c1 c2 is equal to, a1 a2 means this column 2 comma 2, so 2 2, and c1 c2, that is 2 comma 1, this column. So the value will be cross multiplying 2 into 1 minus 2 into 2, this will become 2 minus 4, that is minus 2. So now we have obtained the values of d, dx and dy. So our first step is complete, second step also complete, third step also complete. So now come to fourth step, find x and y. So to find x and y, I will just write here d is equal to minus 8, then dx is equal to minus 5, then dy is equal to minus 2. So to find x, formula for x is equal to dx upon d, and formula for y is equal to dy upon d. So I will substitute the values. Dx is minus 5 and d is minus 8 is equal to, it gives 5 by 8. Then next is dy, which is minus 2 upon minus 8. It gives y is equal to 2 by 8. So here from this we have obtained the values of x and y. So fourth step is also complete. But to cross check that our solution is correct, we are going to put these values in any one of these equations, and we will see that LHS is equal to RHS. So let's put it in second equation, let's say. So second equation is 2x minus y is equal to 1. Sorry, it's a third equation. So x is equal to 5 by 8, then y is equal to 2 by 8. This is the LHS. So let's calculate this. We will get 10 by 8 minus 2 by 8 is equal to 10 minus 2 upon 8 is equal to 8 by 8. This is 1. So our LHS is equal to RHS. So the solution we have got is correct. So this is in this way we have to solve the questions on Cramer's rule. So there will be variations on this, in which they will just give the equations in various formats. Just like here, they have given a fraction. For that we have to multiply by the denominator number. Then there is another way where they will put like this: 8x plus 12y plus 8 is equal to 0. In this, so if you observe here, the constant is also on the left hand side. So we have to convert it in this format. So to convert this, we have to take this constant on the right hand side. So 8x plus 12y is equal to minus 8. And then we have to apply the Cramer's rule. Mm, then there is another variation where they will give minus 12y plus 13x is equal to 10. So this is not a actual variation, but here you have to rearrange the terms. So don't take this equation as it is. Then you will be get confused between a1 and a2. So here we will write this as 13x minus 12y is equal to 10. So now, and always remember that a is always the coefficient of x and b is always the coefficient of y. Don't get confused between a and b. So many of the people take this as a and this as b, and the whole sum gets wrong. So that's not the case. So this was it for the linear inequations. We will see next part in next video. I hope you have understood all the things I have explained here. If you did, then give a like. If you have any doubt or any suggestions so that I can improve, then leave it in the comment below. I will definitely try to solve the doubts and improve the video quality also. So I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.